Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So today I thought I would join in with the Mission Inspiration mid-month mini mission, which was destination for July. And I'm going to create an art journal page using ephemera from my collection, maybe a little bit of ink, maybe a little bit of paint, but I'm working in my big 8x12 journal. So I'll switch over to my overhead camera and I'll show you the journal and the page that I'm going to be working in. So this is my 8x12 art journal, and this is a piece of 300 GSM watercolour cardstock. It's about £140 in imperial weight, and that's the page that I'm going to be working on today. So hopefully, depending on how long it takes me to create this page, I'll do it in real time. If not, then I'll have to speed it up. But that's just the luck of the draw. It all depends on whether or not it takes me too long. The first thing that I need to do is I need to raid my stash of ephemera and images that I've got on a journey kind of travel destination theme. So I'm going to go away and have a raid through my stash and see what I can find that I think will be appropriate for an art journal page based on that prompt. So a quick 10-minute search through my ephemera and image collection, and I've pulled out all these bits and pieces. So I have some what I think are kind of vintagey travel related images. So I've got a photograph of a chappie, back view, which I thought was quite nice. A postcard of Budapest, another postcardy image, another one which I thought would be nice to add in, little cosmopolitan front cover dating back to 1917, some travel bags which I thought were quite nice, and a few mini maps, but also some larger maps from an atlas which I can use either way, so Italy or India, whatever I decide to do. A little piece of tissue wrap, and I think this is from the Tim Holtz Postal tissue wrap, and I've got an image from my stash of a train. Now I don't know I can't remember whether this was sent to me in Happy Mail or whether it's one that I picked up just on my travels, haha, if you like. So that's the bits and pieces that I'm going to be using today. So I'm going to do some paper layering. There's no real focal image apart from this large one here. So I'm going to create some layers with paper from underneath, and then use this and then stick on top. So this will kind of be like a sandwich between underpapers and layering, and I'll add some colour and that kind of stuff to it later on. So the first thing I want to do is try and get this so it fits a little bit better. So I'm going to tear it. So following the line of the bridge here, I'm going to tear that corner off. And I'm going to try and do it so that I've got some of that white edge that I can feather in. Like so. So we've got that there, which is cool. And I'm going to do the same thing following the line up here. So I'm going to try and tear that following that kind of curve around the image and the steam, and then feather that way. So we've got that. Now what I want to do is, using those maps, I think we'll use that one. I'm going to tear just to rough the edges up. A lot of this will get hidden underneath, so, and then I want to put that in the corner like so, and then I'm going to layer that over the top, so we've got the map showing through underneath. But what I'd also like to do is to layer some of this tissue as a transitional piece. So this is the Tim Holtz tissue wrap. So I'm going to tear a piece of that and probably layer that across the top there, so it kind of fades and transitions in. I've also got some book text. I used these recently on a project, but I think just a few small pieces of the book text would also fit quite nicely, because we will see some of that text coming through the tissue wrap once it's wet. So I think that's going to look nice in that corner there. I might even do it so it looks a little like a telegram that's been sent. So if I put that there and then put that over the top, that's going to create a nice kind of transition over there. So I want to do the same thing over here in the top left hand corner. So I think we'll use the map of Switzerland, or we could turn it over and use the map of Italy, because that's pretty much a portrait piece, so we'll do that. Not really planning this, I'm winging it. I think the phrase is, I'm winging it. So if I tuck that under up there, it'll just give us an idea of how we're going to play this. I've got a couple more pieces of that book text, and let's see if we can find a piece. Oh, look at that. That may just well be what the doctor ordered. Not too big. Maybe about there, like that. So the map's still going to show through. And then the other fragments that I've got up here, we can maybe use just to break up those corners. Bit down there. And then maybe just a small piece. We can glue these down in a bit. And that's going to help just break that up like so. Maybe use a bit of that. I might even try and find some washi tape that we can use. So I think that's going to be perfect for our main background layer. So we've started to build up the layers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers already. Look at that. Lexington East Railway Company. Oh. Now how is that for a happy accident? This is a an old a page from an old typing workbook. So people who wanted to learn typing, this is what they would have used back in the day. So Lexington and East Railway Company. So we might even just fit that under there like so. We don't hide too much of that train. Actually, maybe make that a bit smaller, maybe a little bit too big. Yeah, I think there. Now, the trick is to remember where I put everything, which I probably won't do. Okay, so I need to break out the Podge, and we can get cracking on sticking it all down. In fact, I'm going to put this on fast forward. So that is now all dry. No bubbles, no wrinkles, all lovely, lovely, lovely. So I've got a few bits and pieces just hanging over the edge, which I just need to trim off. I mean, theoretically, I could just leave them. You know, they're not going to do any harm at all. But just for aesthetics. Not too bothered. Just quick snips. I think a little stubborn one there won't go away. Right, that should do it. So that's kind of trimmed and tidied the edges. So what I want to do now is I want to start bringing in some vintage colours. So I'm going to grab a couple of my browns. And I'm going to start off with Tree Branch for a change. Just swap that over. And then just start bringing in a little bit of that vintagey colour around the edges. I apologise for the wobble. This just starts to age and fox up. Bits of paper, it's still slightly tacky, not 100% dry yet. Perhaps I should have waited a little bit longer, but that's me. Little Mr. Impatient. Feel my hand sticking to it a little bit. Just bring a little bit of that darkness in. You can always go back later and add some even darker browns, which I will do, but just will add in a little bit of colour around the edges just to start up that grungy aging process for the page. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side now, and I'm going to bring in all that bits and pieces of ephemera that we got earlier, and I want my little edge scruffing tool. And then I'm going to start just to rough up the edges of my cluster pieces. I'm not going to go too mad, just want to rough them up a little bit. So I'm going to go around and do all of the cluster paper. I might not use all of them, but I just want to have them all ready just in case. And then even if I don't use any of them, I can still put them away for later. So I'll go off and do this, and I'll come back when I'm all done with each one. All of my cluster pieces are now distressed and roughed up. So what I need to do now is to add a little bit of dirt and grunge all the way around the edges of each one. So I've got my potting soil archival link in which to do that. Okay, and again, this is going to be one of those processes that's going to take a little while and is a bit boring to sit and watch because it's just a repetitive thing all the time. Once you've seen me do one or two, if you haven't seen it being done before, then you've pretty much seen all of them being done. So I'll do a couple and then jump to the end where I've done the whole lot. Okay, so all of my ephemera pieces have all been grunged up and dirtied, but I've decided I don't want to use these two little maps or the postcard of Budapest. I'm going to just use the two pieces up there, and I'm going to just create this little cluster here in the bottom right hand corner. I haven't stuck this down or anything just yet. I just literally laid it all out, and I don't think I want to add any more to it. I don't think it needs it. So I just think those two pieces there, or it could just be that I swap that for the postcard there. It doesn't matter too much that you can't really see what it is. I don't really want to cover that up. Now, I think I'll stick to my original. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some glue. Now I can't see my Collall multi-purpose, which means Ian's stolen it. So I'm going to have to use the Tombow Aqua liquid. And we'll start arranging our clusters on our sheet. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I know you're going to cover the map up, but you can still see the fact that it's a map behind it, which is pretty much all of the point, isn't it? Okay. Of course, if you really wanted to, you could raise these up on foam pads to give it a little bit of a dimension, but I'm going to just do it all down flat. A little bit of a push it down, a little bit of wiggle room with this Tombow glue. But that should hold it in place there. Okay, so next we have our little cluster here. So if I stick these two together first, whoops, he says. Okay. And then I can stick that one just to the bottom there. Now I'm trying not to cover too much of this up. So I'm going to lay that there and then just drop that over the top. Whenever a little bit of the glue comes out, so creating a little bit of a U shape again. Just bring it in so you can see a little bit of that map around the outside, and then my picture now. I don't know why, I've just got it in the back of my mind that this is a photograph of Ernest Hemingway. Don't know why. Just the back view as he's walking away. I thought it was perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put a few splodges of glue down. Okay, that should do it to hold that cluster in place. Try not to cover up that Eastern Railway Company. Make sure we've got some maps and some of that text there. and then just give it a little bit of a push down. Okay, we're getting there. I'll leave that for a minute, so I'm going to put that to one side. Now I have got some words that I have had in my drawer, one of my drawers for a while. So we've got destination, which was the actual prompt card. We've also got adventure, and we've also got journey. So I need to grunge these up and dirty these up. So that's what we're going to do with these three first. I'll put that page to one side, and then I'm going to just rough up the edges slightly. Give them a little bit of a worn, and it doesn't matter if we actually crease these up a little bit. So again, sometimes it helps if you wet them first. I'm not sure how these were printed. I can't remember whether these were done on an inkjet or my laser, because I've had them in my stash for a while. So I don't want to get them wet and find that the ink runs. Okay, so let's grab that potting soil. So again, with this, if you've got like distress inks and that kind of stuff and you prefer to use those, you could use vintage photo, old paper, antique linen. Any of those colours would work great. Or any other neutral tone inks that you have would do the trick also. Okay, bring that back in. So they're stuck down in place. So destination being my main one, I want to put that over here. No, I don't. I've changed my mind. See, I'm allowed to do that. It's my art journal page. There. Right across the top of the train, and then the other two I will put down in the cluster here. Make these part of the cluster. So that one leads out that way, and we'll have another one leading out over here. And that one can lead out about there. Excellent. Happy, happy, happy. For the minute. Okay. A bit of that glue's got on there, so just rub that off. It's not brought any of the picture off, which is excellent. Actually, it probably would have worked better if I'd have stuck it up here rather than down there. See, we've got that wiggle room. That's cool. Okay. Leave that where it is. Happier with that. Happier, but not quite. Okay, I want to bring in, excuse the noise, a little bit of stenciling. Let's see. I want to bring in just see if I can find a little bit of text. Now, do I want some stenciling or do I want to put some stamping? What do we think? I don't know. Let's bring some dots in. Okay, so this is the halftone borders stencil from TCW, and I believe, I could be wrong, that it's actually a Dina Wakley design. So I'm going to just bring some of those dots in down here. And maybe a little, just to bring it in down at the bottom. Like so, and then bring some more just over here on top of that book text, just there, and again just over here at the top. Hello, Mr. Bentley. Have you woken up from your little snoozette? Eh? As you can tell, Mr. Bentley has just, I'm going to put some here, just faintly in the background. Try and get it straight. Yeah, like that. Hello. Hello, Fluffy. Mr. Bentley's come to say hello. Wants his tummy tickling. Hello, baby. Okay, so now I've done that, I want to add some more. So, what do I want to add? I do want to add some letters, so I want cargo. I'm going to add some cargo. Do the same colour again. But I'm only going to do it very lightly. I want to go mad. Some down there at the bottom. Are you off again? It's having a stretch. See, just that hint just helps to bring it all together. I think maybe just a little bit over here. I'm not too bothered about getting any splashes or doing any splashes on this one. Don't really think it needs it, but I like the cargo. I know. Yeah, like that. So, does it need anything else? Maybe just darken the edge up. You gonna have a sit down? You gonna sit with Daddy? Yeah, I think it just needs a darker border. Now that we've added that other stenciling, Yeah, I think I'm happier with that. Just put that ink away. There's my original card. Get my date stamp. July. What did I say it was today? The 29th. 9, 1, 2, 29. I'll just test this out on the back. See if we can stick to that same ink. 29th of July. There we go. And what do you think about adding it to the bottom of the postcard twice? As a date stamp. There we go. And then all I have to do is just to sign it. Done and dusted. There you go. One art journal page for destination. So I hope you enjoyed watching that art journal page come to life. I quite love that vintagey feel. Nice shine to it too. Considering it's supposed to be matte Mod Podge. Anyway, so if you did enjoy that, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with all your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. But if you also want to play along with us on the mission inspiration, whether it's the monthly ones or the mini missions, then all you have to do is to search out Mission Inspiration on Facebook. But I will put a link in the description area below this video too. So that's all from me. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye for now.